fellow alien and fellow philosopher, it's me, Io. So I was trying to figure out how we were going to tackle these ABBA, The Visitors bonus tracks. Do I do them all at once or what? But then I had a brilliant idea. Since these were singles, let's do these bonus tracks as like old school singles and do them like an A side and a B side. So I'll do 2 songs. So I'll react to them like an old school 45. So that means we're gonna listen to The Day Before You Came with the B side of Cassandra. Since that's the way it was released, that's how we're gonna do it. So let's get to it. The headless ABBA. Why do they look like they've been beheaded? They also kind of remind me of Candles. It's the Floating Head single. God, I feel like I look crazy. I just did a reaction where I got super emotional. So I hope I don't look too insane. Ooh. I wasn't expecting this.
Must have left my house at 8 because I always do.
It's very spare, huh?
The train, I'm certain, left the station just when it was 2. I must have read the morning paper going into town.
Lots of space in this verse.
And having gotten through the editorial, no doubt I must have frowned.
It reminds me of something too.
I must have made my desk around a 9:15, with letters to be read and heaps of papers waiting to be signed. I must have gone to lunch at 12:30 or so, the usual place, the usual bunch.
Ooh, these lyrics are
And
interesting.
still on top of this, I'm pretty sure it must have rained the day before you came.
Ooh, a lot of atmosphere too.
I must have lit my 7th cigarette at 2:30. And at the time I never even noticed I was blue. I must have kept on dragging through the business of the day
Oh, those background vocals are interesting.
without really knowing anything. I hid a part of me away.
They almost sound like a synth.
At 5 I must have left. There's no exception to the rule. A matter of routine. I've done it ever since I finished school.
The vocals so vulnerable.
A train back home again. Undoubtedly I must have read the evening paper then. Oh yes, I'm sure my life was well within its usual frame. The day before you came.
Ooh, interesting chord. Interesting change there. Very haunting. Interesting structure, this one. It's got a very linear structure. It reminds me of something and it's driving me nuts that I can't think of what it is. It's a classic song that I've heard. It's an 80s song, classic. Might sound like a cross between 2 songs too. God, it's gonna kill me. I'll probably come back and tell you if I can't think of it because it's on the tip of my tongue and I know I'm gonna get it. Hopefully, I'll interrupt it and tell you. Hopefully, future me has it more together. No, she doesn't. But she does remember what song you're trying to think of. Do you know what song I was trying to think of? If you do, type it in the comments and I'll give the answer in part 2, which will be a background on both of these songs. The big hint is that both the song I was thinking and The Day Before You Came were released the same month, October 1982.
And stopped along the way to buy some Chinese food to go.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm sure I had my dinner watching something on TV.
Oh, it's kind of like like a mundane day.
There's not, I think, a single episode of Dallas that I didn't see.
Dallas.
I must have gone to bed around 10:15. I need a lot of sleep, and so I like to be in bed by then. I must have read a while the latest one by Marilyn French on something in that style. It's funny, but I had no sense of living without aim. The day before you came.
Oh, I like it. I like the storytelling.
And turning out the light, I must have yawned and cuddled up for yet another night. And rattling on the roof, I must have heard the sound of rain. The day before you came.
Oh, I just love this chord change. It's also a little like emotional villain. I feel like it could be part of a villain like origin story. Oh, and a fade out. Well, I'm gonna like take a stab at the meaning and then we're gonna look at the lyrics. I'm thinking as I was listening that this was like accounting just kind of this mundane day that she kind of knew that this person was going to come the next day that ended up happening. That's what I'm guessing, but I'm not sure. And I want to look at the lyrics because I'm very curious. This is definitely like an interesting storytelling song. Super interesting linear structure, very haunted. It sounded sad, but like the lyrics didn't sound like particularly sad, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I'll have to see when we look at it. This is Cassandra. Guitar, tremolo.
Down in the
Ooh, Anni-frid.
street, they're all singing and shouting, staying alive though the city's dead, hiding their shame behind a hollow laughter while you are crying alone
the
on your
flubber.
bed. Pity Cassandra that no one believed you, but then again you were lost from the start. Now we must suffer and sell our secrets.
That texture in Frida's voice.
Playing smart again in our hearts. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Now the last day
3/4.
is on it. Some of us wanted, but none of us would listen to words so wanted. But on the darkest of nights, nobody knew how to fight, and we were caught in a sleep.
These textures are insane.
I didn't believe you
It's
really
kinda like-
had the power. I only saw it as dreams you would weave until the final hour.
So now this is definitely 3/4. There's no doubt about it. If you like compare the difference between this and Soldier. Oh, this is 6/8. And there's actually a lively debate about this online regarding whether this song is in 3/4 or 6/8. This has a definite accent every 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's definitely 3/4. And it kind of reminds, like, that when it gets to the chorus, it reminds me of, like, a song you might hear at, like, Oktoberfest. In a good way. I like Oktoberfest. October's my birthday. Oh, yeah. The textures of the vocals are so fascinating. I mean, ABBA always has had that unique texture to the combination of their vocals, but I feel like these later records even more interesting in their combination, and especially like Frida, the texture of her vocal is just like nothing I've ever heard before. I've never heard anyone really ever sound like her before. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like the earlier songs, they're not as textured like that. And I'm wondering if it's something that she like just developed over time or something.
So in the morning, your ship will be sailing. Now that your father and sister are gone, there is no reason for you to linger.
Ugh.
You're grieving deeply, but still moving on.
She has such a quick vibrato.
You know the future is cast in the shadow. No one else sees it, but you know your face. Packing your bags, being slow and thorough.
I was expecting it to go down. That was a surprise.
That ship is sure to wait. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Now the last day is on it. Some of us wanted, but none of us would listen to words of warning. But on the darkest of nights, nobody knew how to find, and we were hiding nicely. Sorry, Cassandra, I didn't believe.
I love that fade out of that vocal.
You really had the power. I only saw it as dreams you would weave until the final hour.
Ooh.
I watched
Production's
the ship
so nice.
leave in harbor at sunrise. Sails almost flat in the cool morning rain.
Ooh, this interesting sound effect.
On deck, just a tiny figure, rigid
Accordion?
and restrained, blue eyes filled with pain. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Now the last day is on it. Some of us wanted, but none of us would listen to words of warning. But on the darkest of nights, nobody knew how to find, and we were hiding as we. Sorry, Cassandra, I didn't believe you really had the power. I only saw it as dreams you would weave until the final hour.
I'm wondering if they removed a lot of the frequencies out of the bottom of their voices to get that texture. Yeah, that song actually really grew on me the further it went. At first I was like thinking, oh, this is kind of like maybe like a B. I could see this being a B side. And I was like thinking, it's maybe like a C plus kind of song. But the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And I would say I would give it like a B plus. I probably still would say if this was on The Visitors, it would probably be the weakest track on the album, but still really great. I was really loving it by the end. I don't know. What is it that I like about it? There's something about the vocal melody that I really like. And like I said, I'm that the vocal texture is so interesting. I'm just like wondering if they just removed some of the bottom frequencies, but it's not at all like harsh at all, because sometimes when you do that, it can be a little bit shrill, and this was not shrill at all. It was very pleasing to the ears. the texture that the vocals made, their harmonies together. They were like crispy, like very crispy. I'm glad we're doing these like a traditional singles. It's somehow more fun that way, huh? Let me know in the comments if you like the way that I'm doing these bonus tracks. Anyway, if you want to check out part 2, you can click right here, or you can check out my ABBA party playlist right here, or you can subscribe to me right here if you feel so inclined. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope I get to see you next time. Popcorn Philosopher over and out.